Hi friends, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. I have quite a few new subscribers as well. I just want to personally say welcome to the family. It's a good time over here. If you are new here, your girl loves to do old school favorites videos, okay? I love a good favorites video. Hopefully you're excited to see some of the products I have been loving myself. And I don't think I did a favorites video last month, so I'm definitely making up for last month's favorites as well. I'm excited to dive into all these products. You already know the drill. Grab a snack, grab a drink, grab a pen and paper, and let's get into it. Starting off with the Patrick Ta concealers. Truly, the more that I use these concealers, the more I'm like, wow, this is so good. You can really tell that Patrick took his time with this formula because listen, baby, this concealer, I love that this is a concealer that you can take your time with blending out. I also love that this is a concealer I can pair with full glam looks like today, or an everyday makeup look, or if I'm just wearing a tinted moisturizer. This is the concealer I'm reaching for. It has a nice medium coverage to it with a more satin, natural kind of finish. It's not too glowy where it's going to emphasize texture, and it's not matte at all to where it's going to make your under eyes look dry. Patrick absolutely did his thing with this concealer, and I have two shades, which says a lot, okay? This is not a cheap concealer. So having two shades, you know it's good. The Morphe Bronze and Tone Duos. Now, I really love this release from Morphe, specifically the powders in these. I just like to alternate between either powder, depending on if I want something a little bit more bronzy. I'm gonna go into Malibu Villa. But then if I want something a little bit more defined, I would go in with this shade, which is Fiji Beach. Something I noted, if you guys remember me trying this out in my testing new makeup video, I don't know if you remember me saying that the cream is pretty sheer, which is very true. But I did find if you go in with a more dense brush with the cream, you can get a lot more color payoff from these. So I know now that when I do use the cream, I have to go in with a dense brush. I like to use the 116 brush from BK Beauty. It's the perfect density for this formula. I have on the shade Malibu Villa today, and I love this shade in particular because it reminds me of the Morphe Supreme Bronzer. Do y'all remember that bronzer? Like, if you don't remember, I'll put a picture up on the screen. It was the bronzer that came in like that really big pan, had like gold lines on the front. I used to love that bronzer, y'all. I used to love that bronzer. That was my favorite bronzer of all time, so I do feel like this is very, very similar to that shade, if not the exact same shade. I really have been loving these. This was a great release from Morphe. Since we're talking about Morphe, because I have a lot of favorites from Morphe that I've just been really enjoying. They also launched new shades in their blush trios, and this is the shade Private Island. This is the prettiest everyday terracotta kind of blush shade. I've really been loving this blush for every day. I want a more neutral blush for my look. This is what I'm reaching for. I love that you get a cream, glowy highlight, and you also get the corresponding powder. Again, Morphe did their big one with these. There's so many different shades in the shade range to choose from, so you're bound to find your favorite shade in these. But I just love that I don't really have to think about, okay, I'm going in with this cream blush. What powder blush am I going to go in with as well? I don't got to think about that, okay? It's already here in this palette, and I just think this is the perfect everyday color. Let's take a little break from Morphe. Let's talk about a setting powder that I rediscovered. It was already one of my favorite setting powders, but I stopped using it for a while, and I just kept using my Makeup Revolution, which y'all know that's my favorite setting powder at the drugstore. But when it comes to high-end loose setting powders, I have to say this is definitely one of my favorites, if not number one. I just love what this does to my makeup. I love how my makeup looks when I use this powder. It is the Makeup by Marion loose setting powder in the shade Neutral Peach. I have it on today, and oh, this powder is so blurring. I feel like every single time that I use it, I love how my makeup looks. It doesn't get cakey on the skin. It looks gorgeous. This has been my go-to, what I've been reaching for, and I had to have it in this video. This foundation from Nars, okay, let me just say, incredible. Incredible. If it's one thing that Nars does, and they do it so well, is their foundation formulas. Truly, like the Nars Light Reflecting Foundation is one of my #1 foundations. But this one, the new Natural Matte Foundation, gorgeous. Every time that I wear this foundation, I just have the best makeup day. Truly, like my makeup always looks so good. This is the foundation I have on today, and I just feel like my makeup looks so airbrushed and really smooth, and I cannot get over this foundation. Every time I use it, I'm just blown away by how my makeup looks. I'm in the shade Marqueses, and I think this shade, you can either get this on the Nars website or at Ulta. It's not available at Sephora, but this foundation is just not all of the shades that Nars has in this formula. I have been loving this since I got my hands on it. I can't put it down, especially because I've been doing a lot of full glam moments lately, and I just feel like this is the perfect full glam foundation, and it has not let me down. The Huda Beauty Easy Bake Pressed Powder. I cannot do my makeup without the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Pressed Powder. This is the perfect airbrush finishing touched pressed powder if you just want to brighten up the center of the face, clean up that under eye and that blush to make it look more seamless and more blended. This is the perfect powder to do that. Every time I use it, I keep this powder in my bag. I feel like I need a separate powder or a mini to keep in my bag so I don't have to keep taking it out of my beauty room, putting it in my bag, and just remembering to take it out of my bag and bring it back in here. But I love this powder, specifically the shade Banana Bread. I just love what this does to my makeup look, and I like to use this more so towards the end of my makeup routine to really kind of blend everything more seamlessly together and brighten up the center of the face. There's one eyeshadow palette in particular that I cannot stop reaching for, especially when it comes to color. I feel like ever since I got my hands on this palette, I have just been so inspired to create colorful, vibrant looks. It is the P.louise Creative Comeback palette. I love this palette so much. I really, truly do not need any other rainbow palette in my collection because this one has every single thing that I could ever want and need when it comes to a colorful look. Look at this palette. Literally everything I need. I use this palette to create my look today, and it's so good. Look at this. You have literally everything you need. You even have a row of neutrals at the top with a black and a white shadow. And look at the shimmers. Every color shimmer you could ever want and need if you are a colorful eyeshadow lover. This palette is going to be your new obsession, truly, because the way that I cannot stop reaching for this palette is like, whoa, Tati. Okay, use something else, okay? That's what I be trying to tell myself, and it never happens. Like, I already have an idea for another look in my head, and I'm gonna need this palette to create that look. So, next, I have to talk about a lip combo because I cannot stop reaching for this lip combo. This lip combo I have on today is probably the first time in a long time I've changed up the lip combo because lately it's just been this. It's just been these three right here. If I don't use this shade 44, I use the shade 01. Ask me where 01 is because I use it so much, I don't know where I put it. I'm pretty sure I had it in my purse and I just never took it out, but I don't know what purse I had it in. These are like a cushiony lipstick. They're so pretty. This is the shade 44 and I love this shade. And then we have the LYS lip liner, which I have this lip liner on today. Again, cannot put this lip liner down. This is in the shade 110. And then the Lawless gloss in the shade Skinny Dip. A beautiful pale nude. Like, look at that. This is almost giving like concealer lip vibes, which I love. I have really been into like that concealer lip, lightening up the center of a lip combo kind of gloss. This lip combo, beautiful. Love it. Absolutely love it. Just had to rave about it. I've also just been really into grabbing for a Lawless gloss. I just love how plump and juicy it makes the lips look. Other lip products I've really been enjoying are the Charlotte Tilbury Nectar Glow Oils. These are so pretty. I love, 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 love these. These are perfect for the summertime. They have a really nice scent to them as well, and they're so glossy. Like, look at how glossy this looks. This one is strawberry vanilla, and this one I believe is like pH changing. These are lip products I can wear on its own, and I don't need to put on a lip liner or anything like that. I can just pop this on and go about my day. And whenever I just want a little bit of hydration, I just want a glossy lip, I'm reaching for these. I have the peach one in my purse right now, and I love the peach. That one's been like my go-to. But if I'm not reaching for the peach, I'm reaching for strawberry vanilla. The red shade I prefer to use with a lip liner because it does have a pretty red tint to it. But the other shades, love wearing it on its own. For makeup prep, I just have to quickly rave about the Danessa Myricks 10 out of 10 Barrier Boost. This is incredible. If you want a nice, lightweight, hydrating, barrier repairing moisturizer, especially underneath your makeup, it makes all of your products go on so much more seamless and smooth, and this just leaves your skin feeling really plump and juicy and hydrated. It's so good. I cannot wait to see what other skincare products we're gonna get from Danessa Myricks because this has easily fit into my makeup prep routine. I love this product, and I feel like if I don't use this product, I can tell a difference with my makeup. I just feel like at this point, I have to always have this product in my makeup prep routine. If I'm not reaching for that Morphe blush, I've really been enjoying these two blushes from Patrick Ta. This is the shade On Holiday. I am still very upset that this is a limited edition blush duo because why? This is one of the prettiest mauve everyday kind of blushes. Again, when I don't want to do too much, I'm reaching for a blush like this or like the Morphe blush. But one blush that I have really discovered that's pretty comparable to On Holiday that I've been enjoying is the shade She Goes to the Gym. The only thing about this blush is this color is really light, and I don't really love how this color looks on its own. I have to use it with a color like this. As you can see, I have really been tapping into On Holiday, but the creams are pretty similar. The On Holiday powder is just slightly deeper, and I prefer the powder in this one, but this powder I feel like is more of like a blush toppery kind of shade. But they're so pretty, and I love pairing these together. I find myself having to like chill out with using On Holiday because it is limited edition and he doesn't sell it anymore because it was in their holiday set. A part of me just hopes that he was just talking about the packaging because that I would understand, but I really feel like he needs to bring back this blush shade. So recently I've discovered the brand Solitaire, and I've heard so many amazing things about their products. I was like, let me get two things, try it out. First thing I got was the Coral Coast Body Butter. This is their newest scent that they came out with, and I saw a lot of people were saying this is a dupe for the Way St. Bart's. It absolutely is. Okay, they have a whole line. They have a body oil, which I did purchase, and they have a spray, which I do want to get. The only thing with this is that it is a little bit sweeter, but I love it. And I also really love the formula of this body butter. I have really been enjoying this. I just love the smell of this. It smells very summery. I will pop the notes up on the screens. I don't know exactly the notes that are in here. I definitely want to go and get their body butter and other scents as well because I really like this formula. And I also like how hydrated and glowy my skin looks when I apply this. So this is really nice. And I've been loving their body oil, okay? Their body oil, incredible. I've just really been into body oils. Not only have I been into Solitaires, but I've also really been tapping into my Fleur body oil. I have on the Missing Person body oil today. I got cold. I just have really been into body oils, and I know the Fleur body oils are pretty pricey, so a more affordable body oil that I think is just as good would be the Solitaire. I think this is like $25, so it's just about half the price of the Fleur body oils. The Solitaire has a lot more scents than the Fleur, but I really love both formulas. I've been enjoying both formulas. I've also been enjoying my Fenty Guava Getaway. I love the Fenty body butter because when you put it on, it looks like you put on a body oil, and I love that. And I love the scent of Guava Getaway. I love mixing and matching this with different scents. I've also been pairing this with the new Fenty body mist as well. So yeah, I've just been in my fruity summery bag when it comes to body care products and fragrance. I've just been loving it all, as well as anything sand and fog, guys. Okay, anything sand and fog, give it to me. Okay, give it to me. I have been in love with sand and fog, guys. Like, I have been going to different TJ Maxx's and Marshalls and just looking for anything Sand and Fog. It's like a scavenger hunt. This candle back here is Sand and Fog. It's whipped vanilla back there. I love that one. But Marshmallow Skies is by far my favorite. This is a dupe for the Kayali Yum Bougie Marshmallow. And I got so lucky because I found a whipped marshmallow soap at Marshall's. Found a candle from Sand and Fog. It's like on the side over there. But the oil, the fragrance oil, this paired with the Kayali fragrance lasts all day, and I get so many different compliments. I love, love, love this. I really want to place an order on Sand and Fog's website, but I don't want to blind buy, so I've just been buying like the little trio of the sets. You guys, whipped cherries, I need. There's like a guava one, I need as well. All of these are Sand and Fog fragrance oils. I was not kidding. Let me go through my favorites. This Just Peachy oil paired with the new Kayali peach. Incredible. Incredible. The Vanilla Sands oil. Yesterday, I went and I found the fragrance of Vanilla Sands. Well, the hair perfume. This is my new go-to summer everyday scent. I should have bought 2 of these. This scent is incredible. I am obsessed with anything Sand and Fog, guys. If you know, you know. Like, their whole thing is like duping popular fragrances. Whipped Cherry is a dupe for Clean Reserved Whipped Cherry. You guys, I was like, when I discovered that, I was like, oh my gosh. I got the oil sampler, and you have to blind buy that. Like, you can't smell them. After buying it, I was actually able to, you know, smell them and like see what it's about. And when I put 2 and 2 together, I said, this is my favorite scent from Clean Reserve. So me finding this, y'all know I was so excited. Like, I was so happy. And of course, Marshmallow Skies, I have that. Of course, like, anytime I see Marshmallow Skies in anything, I have to get it because I cannot run out of this oil. I cannot. Toasted coconut's really nice. Tropical Guava is the guava oil that I've really been loving pairing with the Fenty Guava Body Butter. Okay, enough about Sand and Fog. 2 more products. Like I said, I am making up for last month's favorites video that I did not get to film. Morphe Life Proof Setting Mist. This does an amazing, amazing job at helping the longevity of my makeup, okay? I love this more than the original Continuous Setting Mist. This one has all those claims in it while hydrating the skin and also really making sure your makeup does not move throughout the day. Love, love, love this one. I feel like if you're already a fan of the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, try this one out. You're gonna love this one. Lastly, this right here, the new Summer Fridays Toasted Marshmallow Lip Balm. This has been in my purse. I went and grabbed this out of my purse for you guys, okay? I love this scent. I feel like this is by far their best scent. This is the scent that I wanted birthday cake to be. You know, like I wanted birthday cake to smell like this. This to me smells like what cake and icing would smell like, but in the best way possible. Those are my current favorites. I would love to know all of your thoughts down below. Thank you so, so much for watching, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye, guys.